All right, here we are back at Pete Aardema's shop with Kevin Braun. They're hard at work with the folks that are going to be joining us. This is the 5-liter engine that was in hibernation for a few months. So how's it going today, Pete?
Hot, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good. So this is the process involved in a custom-made head gasket.
You put O-rings on these, Kevin? Yep.
They have to use O-rings on with each stud.
Under
the stud, yeah, to prevent any water from coming up.
Under the gas. The water comes up through the threads.
Yeah, it's wicked up before, right?
Well, it comes up through the threads up here and comes from bubbling out the head. Out the head.
So they're working frantically here as they got some sealant on here that's starting to set up. And next you're going to see Kevin install the cylinder head. I'll show you guys the head. It's right over here. It's on the workbench. Getting ready to go back on. Here's another one of the head gaskets. Again, these are the custom-made hub gaskets that are made for the, they're Victor Ramirez, is what they are? Oh yeah, that's who makes them? Or Cometic.
Cometics, but they use Victor material apparently.
Oh, okay.
I thought, that was the first ones I've ever seen that. Usually they say Cometic on it. You ready?
We're ready. So here's Kevin working hard. Here he goes. This is, hopefully he doesn't get a hernia. He uses aluminum because it's lighter, he says. Got it. Watch your fingers. Cool. Awesome. Oh yeah, and then you have the cylinder head. Is it at the SAE J32 cylinder head persuader tool it's called?
Yeah.
Right here. This is SAE Society of Automotive Engineers approved tool.
Harbor Freight Special.
Yeah, Harbor Freight. I don't know if they have those in Australia. We got some people from Australia on already. The persuasion of the cylinder head. Rod always jumps on. We have Rod from Australia. He's always on these live calls. How you doing, Rod? And Go Fast class we've got on there. Somebody missed us at Bonneville. See the clearance coming down. Takes a lot of work to get them on.
Cedar timing a little bit.
The crush washers look okay. Almost got contact. And so the folks that are just joining us again, this is the 5-liter V12. The 6-liter is currently in the race car. We just got it back together. It was hurt pretty bad out of Bonneville. We haven't posted a video on that yet, but we hope to get one up. But last month at Bonneville, Scott was driving the car, and at 267 miles an hour, the drive shaft broke, which was unexpected. And it did a lot of damage on the car. And so right now, the car's back together, but with no time to waste, even though we're getting ready for Bonneville with the 6-liter, Pete and Kevin are putting the 5-liter back together. And getting this all going. So is this just the ARP head bolt grease or whatever?
No, this is Opti-Torque.
Opti-Torque, that's just to get a good torque reading or an accurate reading, I take it?
We use Opti-Torque studs.
So are the components like the head gaskets exactly the same from engine to engine, like from the 6-liter to the 5-liter?
Well, I revised the holes and apparently I might have got a little too tight with the hole diameter. I always thought they were, yes, they went on easier, man.
Yeah. So So the shop is a little cleaned up tonight. There's going to be a club meeting here tonight at Pete's shop. This is the SCTA, Southern California Timing Association. They have a monthly meeting here on the, isn't it? Roadster Club, and I'm sorry, San Diego Roadster Club, which is the club event for SCTA in Bonneville. So Go Fast, is it Go Fast W Class saw us at Bonneville, but never found us in the pits. So they saw the run, but now they know why we never backed it up, because you need a drive shaft to do that.
Oh, we weren't fast enough to get a record anyway. Hey,
Oop, sorry, Pete.
yeah. This is a fun one.
It's another day at the shop. I'm going to show you guys while Kevin's looking for the all the bolts that he lost. They should be in there somewhere, right?
These are all the heads.
So like on these cam towers, you guys are manufacturing all this, right?
Yeah.
So this is all custom manufactured. So you did this on the
No, we
CNC.
bought a kit on eBay.
You bought a kit on Amazon? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought a Amazon V12 kit, do it yourself. All right, I'm gonna show you guys some other cool stuff. These are the cam boxes for the 7-liter. And this is the part of the intake on that. So they're getting those already. They've got them all mocked up. That's another engine that's coming together. Pete's reaming out some of the holes on the head gasket. That's gonna go on the other side, so he's getting that prepared. And then I wanna give you guys a close-up of the 7-liter crankshaft. That's the crankshaft for the 7-liter that they're building. And then most impressively, you guys have seen these before. I'm sorry if it's a lot of repetition, but there's been progress made on this. This is the cylinder head, the custom-made cylinder head for the 7-liter. And so they have 2 of these cylinder heads. And I don't know if you can see, this top plate actually attaches to the head. And there's all your valve guides. So it's kind of like a modular head, I guess you could call it. Comes apart. And then the cam boxes, which are here, will bolt on top. And then the velocity stacks, which are here, oops, I don't want to, they're not all attached together. Those will actually bolt on to the cylinder head and then go into the intake manifold when they develop that next. So, it's pretty cool stuff. We got the other head right here for the adjacent side. And then we'll go back and see what Kevin's up to.
You get the launcher out there, they drop.
So even though Kevin's been doing this for over 35 years, he still makes little mistakes like dropping washers. It's pretty cool. You can see how they're using the O-ring on the studs that Pete was explaining earlier. Pretty cool stuff. So I'm not sure if any of the folks will be out at Bonneville, but if everything moves forward and we get the vehicle done in time and there's no weather delays,
How's the course?
yeah, and if the course is somewhat decent, we'll be out there again in September, at the end of September. A few weeks, right? So, I'll ask Pete. So you're just widening them, opening them a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
So do you have any words of wisdom or advice for the viewers about the upcoming Bonneville event? What do you want? Anything?
Oh, no, hopefully it doesn't rain. That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's what it usually does.
So this is this year 3 or year 4? This is year 4 of attempting the
Yeah.
The same record. So you've been chasing the record for 4
Well, we
years.
ran four, this would be the fifth
Time.
time. We qualified it 4 times, well, no, 3. We didn't
But-
qualify this year.
Yeah, we didn't qualify.
Uh,
May have, but hard to say. Broken drive
I
shaft.
think we would've.
Yeah.
We were 10 miles short a while ago.
So what's the how are we doing on the 7 liter?
Well, it's at the machine shop, they're gonna cut the deck down to 9 inches high.
Uh-huh.
It's a big block Chevy. We're shortening the deck to 9. It's gonna have a 4 and 5/8 piston and a 6.2 rod and a 3-inch stroke,
Okay.
which is 430 cubic inches. It's a 4-valve head that Kevin made.
Yeah. It's pretty trick.
We made them in 2 pieces. They're welded together in the middle. You can't tell. Well,
Yeah. Hard to see the welds.
right here. But he made this much of it, and then we welded the end on it and welded them together.
Yeah.
And it'll- it gets these cam boxes.
Pete's gonna show you how his design comes together. So Pete, was this something that you thought up, or Kevin thought up, or both of you kind of dreamt up, or how did you come up with this design?
Well, we like 4 valves, and nobody makes a 4 valve. Big displacement.
Yeah.
Mercury Marine is the only one that I know of. Lamborghini, Ferrari, all those guys are 6.5.
5 liter, 6 liter, yeah.
And we needed, to get in this class, we needed 7 liters.
This is gonna be a 7 liter, 4 valve, 4 cam,
Sure, big block Chevy.
big block Chevy. Now with this design going overhead cam and the modifications, is this what type of RPM, or would something like this?
We'd like to
Could
turn
you?
it 10.
So you think you could turn this at 10,000? Because that's like,
To make horsepower, we need to turn 10. That's why the short stroke.
wow.
The worst thing about it, I think, is the big piston, the big heavy piston at 10,000, there's a lot of inertia.
Yeah. Or would something like this typically turn with a push rod engine of that same
Well, this is
displacement?
basically the same engine except for the overhead cam that the Pro Stocks run.
Yeah.
They run 500 inch, but they run 5 seconds. We gotta run 3 minutes,
Yeah, twice.
or 3 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
And that's a lot harder on our engine than running 5 seconds.
sure.
But it's basically what same, they run 5 inch or 500 inch limit. which
Yeah.
is- They run a 4-inch stroke and a 4.7 bore, which makes 500.
So why am I seeing welds on the camshaft right here?
Well, this material, when we, to get material big enough for this cam, we gotta use 2.5 inch material. Cause we've got a
Now, for that one, we'd be bigger than that.
600 lift.
Yeah, we would need like, almost 3 inches. That's why we went through.
You got 600 lift plus an inch and 1/8, so you got 1.2 plus 1 and 1/8. That's, yeah, you need a lot of material, and all of it gets thrown in the
Milled down,
trash.
yeah.
Plus it takes a long time to machine it away. So what we did, we made this part right here
Just the lobes, like double lobe.
out of 2.5 inch material,
Yeah,
and then we took a piece of 1 inch material,
and just slid it down and tacked it and welded it in? Yeah?
inch and 1/8
Infinite H, okay.
material, and slid these lobes on the inch and 1/8 material,
Okay.
and then welded them. So you can see right here the weld.
Yeah, the welds. That's pretty trick.
So this is one piece. Well, it's actually 4 pieces in all. 1, 2, 3, 5.
So you have an intake cam and an exhaust cam
Right.
for both cylinders, and then you have all your belts all mocked up. Do you want to show us the I don't know if you could see it, but we'll go back. We'll look at it here in a second.
The boxes, we're running the cam off the crank.
Uh huh.
So these cams are only about 4 inches apart. So the biggest sprocket we can put on there would be a 4-inch.
Okay.
If you put a 4-inch cam drive, it's gonna only have an 1.5 or 2-inch crank drive. We designed it to have 2 belts, one for the intake and one for the exhaust.
Okay.
And they're staggered, they're like they are here. So the other side would be identical.
Okay.
There would be one belt pushing the 2 intake cams, another belt for the 2 exhaust cams.
Freaking bitching. And then you'll have valve covers that go over the top of them. Spark plugs down through the center.
It's typically a oversized Honda
An oversized Honda. So,
V8.
yeah, that's awesome.
V8, Honda's 2-liter. What's that?
Yeah. Well, like a Honda V6, whatever they use, and a lot of their cars, and it's just
Now,
larger.
You got 450 inches. You really don't need a 4-valve head.
Yeah.
You should make enough horsepower with 450 inches. You should be able to make 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
Well, we need to make 1,000 or better.
Okay.
We made 1,000 with the 6-liter. We like to make 800, 700, 800 natural
Yeah.
on gasoline. It could be pretty good. Pretty hard for a big block Chevy to do that.
Sure. What about, can you show us this little V4? It's a V4. I said that correct, right? And you were talking about maybe building a crankshaft for this?
This is even more rare. Right?
Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. What do we have here?
This is a Davies.
The
Built
Davies
probably
cylinder
in
head.
the 50s. It's for a flathead Ford. It's a 2-valve, twin cam, overhead cam for a Ford flathead.
For a Ford flathead.
And this, our friend Tony, got a pair of these.
Okay.
Unmachined, so we're machining them for him.
So it looks like you guys are putting the guides and the seats
They were
in.
not unmachined. Probably is they were incorrectly machined.
So you're fixing all the mistakes.
Yeah, they put the guide holes in the wrong location. Now, if you see these numbers here, this was 00, this one was 65 on the Y, that was 85 on the Y, that was 81. They didn't get the ports in line.
So we're gonna
So
have
now
to push
I
them.
have to put a sleeve in the guide hole and then re-drill it in the right location.
Wow. So it's a Davies quad cam, dual overhead cam for a flathead Ford.
Twin cam,
Twin cam.
whatever one piston has, how you designate it. So 2 cams,
Okay, for intake and exhaust.
just like the
Just like that one.
Chevy,
Okay.
2-valve.
Okay.
Twin cam, 2-valve, Hemi head for Ford flathead. They made a few of them. Well, this is the second one we've done. I've never seen one run.
Never seen one run. Huh. What would they?
Well, the first one we did, the guy, I don't know what happened to him. He never did anything with it. I lost track of it.
That's pretty cool.
And then, this is the second one. And I don't know if this will ever get done. The way Davies drove the cam, they took a tapered type gear.
Uh-huh.
What do you call that? It's a gear that's at 45 degrees, and they put it on
Like
the
a bevel?
I sent you a video yesterday.
It's like a bevel gear or whatever?
Kevin, what do you call a gear that's pointed like that?
Is it a sprock? A sprock?
Bevel gear?
Is it a bevel
The
gear?
one on the, for the cam.
Yeah, we do double gear.
Well, it's shaped like that.
And there's a shaft that comes up and drives the.
Yeah, it goes on the push right.
It's like a
cam,
shaft drive
and then
overhead.
Like a Ducati.
Okay.
Then you got a shaft that goes
Yeah.
up to the up top.
And
3 gears there, one in each cam and one in the middle.
okay.
The middle one gets driven by the drive shaft.
By the shaft and then drives the cams.
And there's all that's got to be in the oil case spot.
Okay.
It's gonna be, and he's gonna do that himself. I don't know what this is doing.
You got a control arm for something. Maybe it fell.
It's a Corvette.
What about this little V4? So what? These are kind of cool. I'll just point up here. Maybe you could talk about it. So what?
You can drag it down.
Well, it's kind of hard, but I don't want you to grab it. But so this is based off a Chevy 350. It's pretty heavy to drag down though, Pete. So we could just talk about it. So what is the goal with this thing?
Well, we built 7 Harley Davidsons for R&S.
Okay.
Red cam, Evo. We took the V-twin, the Harley twin engine, and put cams on top.
Yeah.
And then Arlen asked me if I would build him a bike with a V6. I said, no, let's use this engine scat Scott made these blocks.
I could ask Rob to pull it down. Hey, Rob. Rob, could you pull this down real quick while we're doing a live stream? Sorry, pull you guys. Maybe pull that down, and where can we set it at? We'll set it on the bucket right here. Set it on this bucket. We're gonna have Rob pull this down. It only weighs like 180 pounds. He's pretty good at this stuff.
Anyway, it's exactly half of a Chevrolet.
It's actually a Chevrolet with a four-cylinder cylinder.
That's so cool. Oh yeah, that's like the Chevy water pump, right? And the whole front and the cam. And
Chevrolet, except it's half.
Okay.
A full one.
that's so cool. And so you were putting these in motorcycles.
Well, we did one for Arlen and a motorcycle, then we did a second one for ourselves. It burned out.
Okay.
Fire. Anyway, Tom gave me these blocks. These are defective blocks. When they drilled the distributor hole, they hit water.
Okay.
So what we would do, we would put a different type of distributor on it, either ignition or something else. The problem with these things, they're a 2-throw crank, 90 degrees with 4 pistons. And what happens is you have to use a V8 distributor.
Okay.
Use the number 1 wire goes into one, then you skip a hole, then you skip 2 holes, then you skip 1, and you skip 2. It's a real it's an odd fire.
Okay.
Really
Odd fire.
So they're hard to start with a harder starter.
Okay.
So they're way too small.
Well, that's a massive size bore for a little 4-band.
Well, it's a slave, so it'll be
Yeah.
a 3x4.
Oh,
It'll be a
okay.
150 cubic inch. And we put overhead cam on it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't do. Somebody said they. Tina Lou. She wants one for her Mini Cooper. You want to
Yeah.
put one of these in a Mini Cooper? Okay.
Well,
I know
special
Tina
crank,
Lou.
special
She
cam,
would drive it hard too. So.
Special cam.
Okay.
A lot of work. Got to take a head, a Chevy head, cut it in half.
Yeah.
And weld it on itself. The guy that made Marine Crank, that made that crank, I asked him about building a crank for this with 4 even throws
Okay.
to make an odd even fire,
Yeah.
which would be neat. And then use the Nissan.
Nissan cylinder head. Did you say Nissan, Pete?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Pete's all into the import cars, everybody. I just want you guys to know, and you probably already know this, that Pete and Kevin don't discriminate. They're open to all makes and models of cars. And they realize that the Japanese cars have the leading edge.
Okay, this is a Nissan that they ran in the IRL. It's a 4-valve, twin cam,
Uh-huh.
just like the Oldsmobile, very similar.
Okay. Now this one hasn't obviously been machined, so this is a blank,
No,
right?
Brand new.
Brand new.
Never been machined. We've got a few that are machined though. So the plan was to cut this in half
Yeah.
and put it on the scab block.
So you just cut it in half. Would you be able to get 2 out of 1?
Yeah,
Or
we'd have to.
You'd have to. So you'd have to precisely cut that.
We'd weld a plate on here and then re-drill these head bolts.
That'd be pretty
Again,
cool.
this only has, 10. Chevy has 17, right?
Yeah.
Well, they got these outboard ones here. Just like the Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
In fact, they ran this in against the Oldsmobile
Okay.
30 years ago at Indy. The nice thing about this engine is 4409 bore center.
Mm-hmm.
Chevrolet is 4400, so it's only 9 thousandths bigger
Okay.
than a Chevrolet.
And you could just take that up in the studs.
9,000 is nothing. That's 2.5.
Yeah.
It's 4,000 on the side.
Yeah.
Nothing. We did bore the block off center.
Okay.
Or bore it to that. The thing is to get a 4-main crank or 4-throw crank, because the throws would be 90 apart.
Yeah.
So there's no strength between them, and the rods are right next to each other. It would be a real challenge to do that.
All right.
But we would have a 150 cubic inch 4-valve V4. Honda made a 5,
Yeah.
3 and 2, but they really did well. Motorcycles,
Sure.
that was 1,000 cc.
You got people watching. I got some of the comments. So we've got Sal from he's from Australia, and so we got a lot of different people here. Looks like some more from Australia.
Saturday morning.
Or wherever. Yeah, or Friday. Let's go check out and see where Kevin's at on his torquing video, right? No. Yeah. So here he goes. Kevin's clicking and clacking a lot, making a bunch of noise over here. As you can see him, he's following the manual for the torque procedure.
The manual?
Yeah, he knows. He's starting with number 1 and finishing with number 26 on the cylinder head bolt.
Can you state the
And then
firing
he's,
order?
yeah, he knows the firing order by heart. Yeah. Probably all the comments are gonna blow up that you're breaking every rule in the book when you're torquing this engine right now, but Kevin's done it a few times.
I was telling Rob, we gotta find a little supercar
Uh-huh.
and put our 6-liter in it, and we could have the world's fastest V12, like you said.
Well, technically, I think you guys already do. So I'm going to put this out there to the folks listening, but I'm sure that somebody can prove us wrong. But you've gone 286 miles an hour.
Well, it's really not a car, though.
It's a car. It has 4 wheels on it. It has a gas tank. It has a steering wheel. It has brakes. It doesn't have a cup holder, but we do have a digital dash display. We do have Bluetooth, so it technically is. Anyway, you went 286 miles an hour last year in the homemade V12. And according to the internet, the fastest V12 supercar or race car has only gone 252 miles per hour. That's on, so again, I don't know if that testing is done on the Autobahn or if that testing is done on a specific racetrack.
Little supercar, little Ferrari, GT40, something like that.
Yeah.
Borrow one, put that engine in
If
it.
anybody wants to lend us their supercar,
Yeah, supercar. I don't know if that one would fit in the Mini Cooper though, would it? Probably not.
Mini Cooper won't go that far.
No, but you have somebody here that wants to donate their Mini Cooper for an engine, so, all right. It'd be a cool YouTube series, right?
So I heard something that the Lamborghini's new hybrid V12 has 824 horsepower when it's run just naturally aspirated, but then it has 2 electric motors and it's over 1,000 reactors.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch what the displacement on it was, but
It's gonna be 6 liters, 6.5. I don't know if anybody makes nobody makes a big 4 valve.
Yeah.
12 cylinder.
And you got Brad here also from Melbourne, Australia, saying good morning or hello. So, and somebody else is saying you guys are just like Christmas. So you guys, yeah, maybe they like all the decorations around the shop. Instead of decorating their tree, they just hang camshafts from the ceiling, and you have to hope.
mistletoe.
Yeah, it's not mistletoe, but you gotta hope that the camshafts don't fall and kill you. But I'm not aware of anybody dying yet from a falling camshaft, are you? But we got some more camshafts sitting up here. And then Pete, do you want to explain how you guys decide which timing belt to use?
Well, all these engines are different. When you put a cam on, a belt works so easy for us.
Yeah,
They're inexpensive. You get them almost any length.
yeah,
And the sprockets, you can buy them cheap. We buy 1 foot length of material and we make as many pullets as we want.
sure.
So,
On
I
these,
didn't go to the store and get a belt.
yeah,
I collected all these belts and then I just wrap it around the cam and if it's too long, then I
Yeah.
get too long and get a shorter one and vice versa.
so that's your belt collection. As you pretty much you use them to mock up your engines, and then when you find one that fits, right, then you go with that.
If you've ever put an alternator or a water pump on a car, the belt's always wrong. Too long or too short.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you got one, you cut it and piece it, and then you go to auto parts and match it.
Sure.
Wrapping a tape measure around doesn't work that well.
Yeah, no, it never does. Yeah, you'll go get one that's 33 inches long, and you get it there, and it's too short or too long. So well, that's cool. That's how you do it. So.
Locking stuff up, you need parts.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out to the race car right now and show them an update on the car. So I'm gonna show the group where we're at with the race car. Is the drive shaft still around here, or is that one get thrown? Oh, you threw the old one away? All right, well, I was gonna show you guys the mangled drive shaft. I think I can show you oh, that's not the radiator to the race car, but we'll go out and we'll look at the race car. It's in the other shop across the way. And we just got it running. Have you guys fired it up today, Pete? Did you fire up the car today? Oh, you didn't fire it up? Okay. Well, I won't fire it up. I'll just show you guys. So, across the way here is where the car is kept. So, it might be hard to see it in the lighting and the shadows. I'll come around this way. But you can see that we have the new drive shaft in, and we have a much more robust drive shaft hoop or loop here, so we have it connected to the to the rear differential and the transmission itself. The drive shaft is very short, but this is, drive shaft broke last month and it took out everything. It hit the battery, it had battery acid everywhere. It broke the transmission, the output shaft of the transmission was bent. It shifted the rear axle. There was carnage all over the car just from the broken drive shaft. And we're really lucky because if you guys are aware of what happened at Bonneville last month, there was a fatality with the Speed Demon car and Chris Ranchek, and he lost control of the car at a speed we believe that we've heard around 270 plus miles an hour, and he lost his life. Our driver is very fortunate, Scott Getz. He broke the drive shaft, and here it is. He broke the drive shaft at 267 miles per hour, and was very fortunate that we did not lose control of the car, or the car didn't, veer off the track or catch on fire. But this is the carnage of a broken drive shaft. We are still a little bit unsure why it broke. We think we may have accidentally dropped a needle when the drive shaft was removed and reinstalled. It's been in and out of the car multiple times. The drive shaft is a few years old, but we really couldn't identify why it broke. So we have made some changes. We're going obviously with the new drive shaft, but it was pretty scary. We're really fortunate that Scott Getz, driving this vehicle, was able to safely get off the track and not have any major issues. And yeah, somebody had mentioned in the comments that they saw the run out there when the car did lose control of Chris's car, and that was a pretty sad day in racing history out there at Bonneville. So just a reminder, everybody, this is it's very rare for there to be fatal accidents out there, at least from my perspective from going there for several years, but it does happen. That's why we got to continue all the safety as possible. But so anyway, yeah, I got the engine back in the car, or we all got the engine back in the car the other day. I was able to hook up all the electrical up to the Haltech R5, and we fired it up. It ran pretty good. And then we do have a new Liberty air shift transmission in it, and you might be able to see some of the components right here, some of the solenoids. That is a brand new Liberty. Like I said, the old one's thrashed, and but we did make some modifications to it. So in the next few days, we'll be getting the car dialed in and back out at the dyno at JBA. Hopefully we can do a live stream there. And once we get it out at the dyno, we'll be able to get, like I said, dial it in, and we'll package the car up and ship out to Bonneville and hopefully make our pass that we've been trying to do for many years. So, we got somebody from Thailand, Carl Alton. That's pretty cool. That's pretty far. That's awesome. And let me just see, we got some from the Virgin Islands, James Nash. Pedro 147 said, like Burt Monroe. Yes. Kevin and Pete are kind of the real life story of the world's fastest Indian. They definitely do some pretty cool stuff. This one here, I don't know if you can see this guy here, but it's kind of hard, but this is one of their early design Chevy small blocks. So this is a single overhead cam conversion. This is one of their first. So this is kind of where they started with. So Kevin and Pete made, I don't know how many of these. I heard in upwards of 30 of these Chevy 350s with the overhead cam conversion. But again, this is a conversion that you're looking at. This is an engine that was done 30 plus years ago. So it's not it's not one of their more recent designs, but that came back from somebody who had one of their engines. They did some repairs on it. I think I've showed you this one before. This is their 5-liter with the LT 5-cylinder heads on it. It has a really complex belt system on it, again, where they can adjust all the timing independently between the intake and the exhaust cams. They've got several records on this motor, and this one's been, it's, like I said, very successful. And you can see this one a little bit better today. This is their Big Bertha massive 20-liter V12 that they made many, many years ago. This thing is a beast. When you fire this thing up, like all the car alarms in the neighborhood go off, the ground rattles. It is a V12, it is 20 liters of displacement. It is gasoline, it's not diesel. It has two belt-driven superchargers on it. As you can see, there's a dual belt-driven supercharger. And again, this is not an Allison. This is something that did not, This is not a production V12. This is a fully fabricated, homemade, massive V12 made right here at this shop here at Pete Aardema's shop. Kevin and Pete, worked on this for years. The thing runs pretty bitchin'. It's pretty cool to hear it run, but I think it was not making enough power for what they wanted. So again, it made thousands of horsepower, but not enough. And my understanding is it just kind of got pushed in the back where you see it now. It collects dust, and they moved on to other projects. So it's pretty cool though. But maybe one of these days, and there is on the channel if you want to look. If you look at I posted it maybe 2 years ago. You can see this thing fire up and run, and you can see this is like the blow-off valve here with the valve springs that they have on there, and the plate for the pressure and the supercharger. It's pretty cool. And then I can show you this one as well. This is another one piece. I think this is a 37 Ford. He installed the engine in the rear, so it's a rear engine, and he's using the GM Oldsmobile style, front-wheel drive transmission, and he did something with the rear differential. If you guys are familiar with the car Vector, this is very similar setup to what the Vector car was running with. And in fact, some of these people from Vector, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a documentary on Vector. That's an all-American supercar, and a lot of that was done in Orange County and San Diego. And some of the guys who are very familiar with Vector came by and visited Pete the other day, and we're asking about this setup, this rear engine setup, because there's kind of a rumor going around that some of the Vectors are going to surface again. But yeah, this was one of Pete's early hot rods that he made, and he goes to car shows and pops the hood, and there's no engine under there, so people enjoy it. So, but anyway, I'll just shoot back over here, and I'll see if there's any more questions from the group, and I'll sign out here in a second. All right. So, okay. Well, pretty much that's it. We've been on for 37 minutes. We'll just keep building this thing up and keep working. And Pete's working with his, this is their oiling, their plumbing for the oiling, or water?
This is oil.
Oh, it's oil, okay.
Don't forget to enter the raffle
Don't
to
put
win
that on there yet.
to win the broken drive shaft.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all the center bolts on, because that thing's gonna be in the way.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned. Hopefully, if work slows down for me, I can find some time to make the video with all the video footage we have from Bonneville, and get it posted. And fingers crossed that we can actually get that record set. Because, by the way, Pete and Kevin are not allowed to retire until they go 300 miles an hour. So that's they have to hit that mark. So, all right. Thanks again, folks.